Today, Instagram is one of the most popular social media platforms with over a billion active users monthly. Nearly 8 years after its launch, however, many brands and companies who look to Instagram as a way to create an audience for products and gain exposure have realized and been stumped by the challenge of actually generating interaction with consumers, growing an audience, and communicating their brand effectively. I discovered this after sitting down and discussing with several influencers and brands ranging from clothing brands and bloggers to resource companies and investment education centers. In one interview specifically with the Berlin-based sustainable fashion brand called Lisome, I spoke with the founder Dorte to find out more about her experience with creating engagement and generating growth on Instagram, as well as if she had any need or desire to improve them and if she'd be willing to pay for it. I asked her to rate the following prompts between 1 to 10 and justify why she did so using I like, I wish, and I wonder. The first prompt was your satisfaction with the growth and engagement of your brand's Instagram. The second prompt was how much of your brand's Instagram is achieving its potential as a digital presence. Summarizing Dorte's response, she said, I like that we've been able to grow some following and engage directly with customers about products and topics surrounding our brand and sustainable fashion. I wish we had more of this engagement and had 10,000 followers. And I wonder how I can actually go about achieving that. After speaking to Dorte, as well as asking several others using the same prompts, what I found is that many brands have a perception that just by being present on Instagram, they will amass a following. And to an extent, that is true, but likely that growth is coming mostly from existing or repeat customers who are already aware of the brand. These customers are obviously valuable. However, for the purposes of marketing and gaining exposure to a wider audience, this won't happen without being intentional about it. This was a frustration that nearly everyone I interviewed identified, stating that they didn't know how to be intentional about creating growth. My goal then became identifying ways to answer this how. The solution I found is a proven strategy for gaining growth on Instagram, using a tool to automate the following and unfollowing of people. This type of engagement is an easy and powerful way to directly reach customers for several reasons. First, generally people want followers, and so they are excited to get followed. I see this as a positive marketing interaction with your customers, which is a challenge to achieve in the digital age of paid advertising and intrusive ad placement. Secondly, when people get followed, they tend to click on the account that has followed them. And third, the result is regular views and engagement with the client's profile, where people will immediately see the profile page and a link to their website. It is then up to the consumer to decide whether to follow back or not and if they will continue engaging and liking the photos. This is great, but it's worthless to our clients if I'm not able to create an audience with interests that align with their brand and who engage in the long term. So how can I segregate Instagram users in order to only follow those that are valuable to the client? The answer is I must first interview the client to determine keywords, hashtags, other users, and what they've identified their target demographic to be in order to create a clear summation of the brand. From there, we can identify follow sources, which are other accounts from which the client account will follow from. For example, my personal account auto-follows the followers of all of the most popular girls I'm friends with and who like and comment on my pictures. The result is when I follow someone and they look at my profile, they see me and that a popular girl they follow is following me. This tends to make people more inclined to follow me back, and the result has been a sizable and constant growth in my following. How do we measure success though? In the first month when a client is still new and we are continuing to work on optimizing various parameters that affect growth, we expect to generate between 600 to 800 followers. In the months following, we aim to get 1,000 followers or more per month. For example, in our 5th week of service for Lisome, the account has gained nearly 800 followers, which equals to a 12% increase in followership. Lisome has had their account active since February 2015, meaning that in just over a month, we've seen considerable growth in comparison to the lifetime of the account, and means we've succeeded at reaching our benchmark goal for the first month. The larger goal for many of our clients is to reach 10,000 followers. This is an ideal goal, as having 10,000 followers unlocks advanced features on Instagram such as embedded links and story posts, which can generate more engagement even across multiple platforms. It's important to note now that in my experience, all of this is useless if there isn't regular and high quality content being posted, which is why we ensure that our services interfere in no way with the primary owner and operations of the account. We now run these services for several small businesses and people, ranging from influencers to blogs, education centers, and clothing brands, on a monthly subscription basis paid through PayPal. In order to incentivize clients to try our services, we offer a 1-month free trial. We also aim to keep the startup costs very minimal and didn't pay ourselves at all in the beginning, and as a result, I can proudly say we are now profitable. Moving forward, we are looking for investment to scale our operation. This entails more computing power, a larger, more powerful tool, and resources devoted to client acquisition. Investment we receive will go directly to purchasing more computing power, upgrading our automation tool, and hiring an employee to be solely devoted to client acquisition. Thanks for your time. Have a nice day.